Today, we're diving into what it takes to unlock the smart hospital. We're going to look at a totally new way of thinking about hospital software, one designed to get rid of those clunky, disconnected systems we've all seen and replace them with a seamless ecosystem that actually helps everyone, from doctors all the way to housekeepers. But let's start with a question that, probably hits close to home for a lot of people. In a world with mind-blowing medical technology, why does the software that runs the actual hospital feel like it's stuck in the past? It's slow, the different departments can't seem to talk to each other, and it is definitely not user-friendly. That's the core problem we're tackling today. So what's the real issue here? Well, it really just boils down to a clash of philosophies. It's basically a fight between the old, rigid way of building software and a new, much more flexible approach. Let's break down what that really means. Okay, so on one side, you have these traditional monolithic systems. The best way to think about this is like an old flip phone, right? It does one thing and everybody gets the same bulky one-size-fits-all tool. Trying to update it is a huge, expensive nightmare. But on the other side, you've got a micro-app ecosystem. And this is your smartphone. It's a central platform with a bunch of specialized, lightweight apps built for very specific jobs. It's flexible, it's way cheaper, and you can push out new features in days, not years. And that brings us to the big idea here. A micro-app architecture is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a whole family of small, focused apps. You've got one for doctors, one for the pharmacy, one for housekeeping, and here's the key part. They're all independent, but they all speak the same language. They feed all their data into one central system. And this is the foundation for the Smart Clinical Platform's Hospital Management Information System, or SCP HMIS. All right, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in a real hospital, on the ground? How does it change the day for the people who are actually running the place? Let's walk through a few real-world examples. For a doctor or a nurse, this is an absolute game changer. Imagine this. Instead of running around looking for a paper chart or logging into some slow desktop computer, you just pull out your phone. With a couple of taps on your app, you can see your entire patient list, put in new medical orders, and check their vital signs in real time, right there at the bedside. It's all about getting that critical information right when you need it, instantly. And this system isn't just for the clinical staff. It makes a huge difference in those crucial behind-the-scenes jobs, too. Take the housekeeping team. They get their own dedicated app. They just scan a QR code when they start cleaning a room, and when they're finished, they snap a photo as a kind of proof of work. That photo and the room-ready status, it syncs instantly with the main command center. And that simple workflow drastically cuts down the time it takes to get a new patient into a clean bed. The whole ecosystem even reaches outside the hospital walls. Ambulance drivers have their own app that manages the entire fleet. So the central command knows, right now, which vehicles are ready to go, which are out on a call, and which ones need maintenance. It can even track their routes during an emergency, which helps everyone coordinate a faster and way more effective response. Okay, so we've seen how this system empowers the staff who are always on the move. But what about the hospital directors, the administrators? How do they get that big picture, bird's eye view of everything that's going on? Well, that's where the central command center comes in. From one single dashboard, they can see, everything. That includes really important environmental data. For example, is the operating room at the exact right temperature? Is the humidity in the medicine storage area where it needs to be? This stuff is tracked 24/7, which lets them spot a potential problem like equipment failing or medicine spoiling before it ever actually happened. And here's one of the most important numbers for any hospital administrator: real-time bed occupancy. Knowing this exact figure, updated to the second, is absolutely critical for managing the flow of patients and making those tough decisions about hospital capacity. So the big question is, how does this all actually work? The tech behind it is built on a pretty simple 3-layer stack. First, you have the hub. That's what everyone uses, the dozen or so mobile apps and the main dashboard. Then there's the brains. That's the automation engine that connects everything and makes it all work together. And finally, the ledger. That's the database where all the information lives, and it's built on a secure cloud platform powered by Google's infrastructure. That's what ensures everything is transparent and accessible in real time. Of course, when you're talking about hospital data, security is just non-negotiable. Every single piece of information is encrypted. Access is super strictly controlled based on your role, so a security guard can't see patient files and a nurse can't get into the pharmacy inventory. And every single action, every tap is time-stamped and logged. This creates a complete audit trail for total transparency and accountability. But here's the thing. This isn't just a system that's been built and is now finished.
The real power here is its potential to keep evolving, to get even smarter over time. So let's look at the roadmap and see where this is all headed.
So, the very next stage is about integrating AI vision. This means using cameras to automatically spot safety issues, like a hallway getting too crowded or someone wandering into a restricted zone. After that comes even more advanced automation. Things like sending an automatic alert when medicine stocks are running low, or instantly notifying the right team when a code blue emergency is triggered. And the final stage, well, this is the most exciting one, predictive analytics. This is where the system can actually start forecasting revenue or using heat maps to show you where workflow bottlenecks are happening, helping the hospital stop being reactive and become truly proactive.
And that really brings us back to the core mission behind this whole project. This was never just about building software, it's about creating a vision of an interconnected, transparent, and highly efficient healthcare future. It's a move away from isolated, clunky tools and toward an intelligent, unified system that works like a single organism. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought. If this model can completely transform something as complex as a hospital, what other industries are ready for their own micro-app revolution?